said to the women on the panel, do you believe women can be losers in life? And if so, what are the descriptors?
I do. I do think that women can be losers in life. I think that if you have more than two baby daddies, and maybe that's just me. I'm sure there could be, situations out there where it makes sense. But I think more than two, you're starting on the losing path. I think that if your health is bad, not necessarily to say if you're overweight, it's just it tends to be an
You have too
indication.
much fat around your heart.
It's an indication. I think, that especially coupled with the fact that, you've got all these baby daddies, it's just not looking good for you. I think being on government assistance for the majority of the kid's life or your life or whatever. I mean, I understand, you can hit a hard time a year, maybe. I'll give you that. Maybe two. I don't
Kim
know.
has no grace.
2 years? That's a long time. Like, you don't have a job? I don't understand. So go get a job. Like, you can't just sit at home and do nothing with all these children running around. I just don't understand. Like, sitting on housing, that's not a good look. Like, do something productive. Be a productive member of society. You don't have to be married. You can have 12 cats, but be productive. That's all I'm saying.
Molly, do you have any answer for this question in particular?
Yeah, well, obviously women can be losers. We see it all the time. We see it a lot.
What are the descriptors?
I mean, I think it looks different. There's so many things you could say. Bad mothers, um, women who can't clean. Like, it's just so many different things you could say. Yeah, I think women could be losers. I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to answer it. Like, it could look different.
You're supposed
You
to
could be a
dog
loser
on
in one
women like you
area,
do
but you could
men.
be, huh?
You're supposed to dog on women and their fuckery like you do men. That's what you're supposed to
I mean,
say.
you see so many examples of women who are losers. It's a lot of women who can't keep any type of stable anything. They don't have a stable home. They don't have I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that question. It's the same. It looks the same how it does with loser guys, I think.
That's what I was gonna say because I saw that
Like, what do you mean?
Carl asked, why is there a difference between a man being a loser and a woman being a loser? I don't think that there
I
is. Like,
don't think there
There
is. If
is,
you're
because
an
I
adult
think
and you're not handling your
that's not what I consider
adulthood,
a loser. If the man is doing the same thing that those women are doing, he doesn't have a job, he's on assistance, he's got more than two baby mamas, I put him over there with that lady.
it looks the same. If you're not handling your business as an adult, you're probably a loser.
Carrie, what are the descriptors of well, first the question is, do you believe that women can be losers in life? And if so, what are the descriptors?
Yes, I do. Because of the same reason um that Kim just said. I do. I think that it applies to just people in general. But um I guess the descriptors would be um having like the victim kind of a mentality, like the world's against you, you deserve like people to just provide for you, not provide for you, that's not the word, but like not taking accountability for self. So whatever your life is not, it's not your fault, it's someone else's fault.
So let me ask a different question. Are there more loser women than not? Or are there more decent women than losers? If you had to guess,
I
there are
think
no
is
real.
Okay,
mm,
if I had to guess, okay, I can't make the guess, right? However, the way that the world is rolling right now, I think that that we are on the road to being the
Why
majority
can't you
in
make
that
the
bucket.
guess?
The biggest loser.
Why can't you make the
Because
guess?
that's my dad used to say, like, whenever you would make generalizations, he'd be like, "You don't know anybody in Montana." I'm like, that's a good point. So I don't know,
It's a
but that's what
guess.
I'm saying.
It's
I know it's a
literally an
guess.
educated
I know
guess.
it's a
Y'all
guess,
can't.
but
Women in accountability are ridiculous.
No.
what
We
what
see
I'm
more women being losers, but men will save the day, so I don't feel like it matters. That's kind of why I'm not saying
Oh
it.
Lord.
I don't think it matters if a woman is
Fucking
a loser
super
because
chat,
there will
super
be
chats,
somebody to
man,
come
super
and
chats.
and
No,
and try
I
to
like
fix
this
her.
conversation.
Like,
I
Oh
like it.
what
my
do you want me to
fucking
say?
gosh, Molly,
Oh,
Can I
Molly,
can can I mean, yes, we see women who are losers, but
the
yeah,
fuck?
somebody
like
gonna
what
come and save it. So is she really a loser?
Oh my god,
No. She kind of got a point.
nah, man. Getting saved doesn't make you not a loser.
Right.
Yeah, it does.
that.
It
No,
makes
No, it doesn't. It makes you a
absolutely
saved
not.
loser, nigga. No, it doesn't.
Absolutely not. It just
No,
means you
You have
got
to be a
saved.
loser to be
Hold on, wait.
saved.
Okay, wait. If I go jump in the ocean, I don't know how to swim,
mhm,
and I get
I
saved
hear that.
without a
mhm,
life preserver, it doesn't mean
mhm.
I know how to swim because I didn't drown.
It's not.
I
It's
can't
that's
still
a.
can't swim.
It's
I
not.
just got
That's not
saved.
a. That's not a
That's
good.
that,
It's
that's
not a good
exactly what
metaphor.
it is. That's
It's
exactly
not a
what
good
it is.
metaphor. I mean, and the reason why it's not a good metaphor is because this is the reason why we have double standards and why double standards is not equal across the board and why you can't have women comparing themselves to men and men comparing themselves to women. I actually disagree with Molly and Carrie and Kim on what makes a man a loser is the same thing that makes a woman a loser. It's not. Because I can have multiple different baby mamas and have multiple different women and be taking care of them all and be adored by both all of them and be looked at completely differently than a woman that has multiple different baby mamas. If you're saying that a woman can't be saved by a man and then that will no longer make her a loser, I will tell you that that's not true because a lot of times we judge women based off of the men that they then marry or the men that they associate themselves with. So you can say that it's not true, but the fact of the matter is a woman is a reflection of the man that they get with. So if a guy then, which makes it harder because a lot of times we hold women accountable and we say, well, if you're so great, then how come ain't nobody trying to snatch you up? It's 100%. You could listen. I know women that was a certain way in college and in high school. We look at white women all the time and we use them as the basis for how we judge other women because we say that white women will slut it out, they'll do this, they'll do that, but we don't call them hoes because they wind up getting married and then having children and having a long life with a husband that then holds them down. We don't go off on them the same way as we go off on women that has multiple baby daddies because that white women a lot of times will wind up getting married to that athlete that they was fucking on in college, even though she was a hoe, right? So we don't call her a loser. We don't say that. We say that she's a loser based off of the men that she associates with. And so you could say that, but we judge women based off of the men that they attach themselves to. We judge women differently. We don't judge women based off of what they do in their career. We judge men based off of what they do in their career. We don't judge women based off of whether they achieve all of these things in life because we don't give a fuck. Matter of fact, we say that men date down and women they date up. It's a double standard. So yes, a woman can get saved by a nigga and be a winner, whereas a man has to reach a certain milestone, which is one of the reasons why we say that men suffer regardless and that they held accountable regardless, but women are held accountable depending on their circumstances. It's just the way that it is, bro.
I can
You can
see that.
call them.
I
You can
feel
call them.
so slow right now.
Listen,
I don't
most
even
women that
understand where
y'all
we just
think,
went.
most women that in a circumstance that you would think is a loser, you don't label her a loser because you don't even know what the fuck her past was. All you know is what she associated with now. The only reason that you call certain women losers is because they put all of their business on the internet and everybody could see it. So a woman jump on fucking TikTok or she jump on social media and she tell all of her life. You don't know most of these women's past. You have no clue who the fuck they was fucking, who they was with, who they was associated with, what trauma they got. All you know is that they wound up getting married, having a bunch of children, and they look happy, and that's how you judge her. But because now we have social media where women are telling on themselves, that's when we then can look at it and say, no, she a loser. Nigga, you don't know. You have no clue. No fucking clue whatsoever. You don't know what her past is. You don't know where she's from. You don't know what her original maiden name was. You don't know shit about her. She changed her name and she moved into the house and she different. I know a chick that married, I don't even want to say the profession. She married a guy that is super successful. She is a completely different woman than the woman that we knew in college. And everybody adores this chick. Everybody in the industry adores her and think that she's the greatest ever. And she lives the life. She plays the role. She's been doing it for over 15 years, and you'll never fucking know unless you knew her back in high school. It just is what it is. It is what it is.
So you can turn a hoe into a housewife? So is that what you just said?
Rebrand is crazy.
So yes, you can turn a hoe into a housewife.
That's what it sounds like. That's what I heard. But I'm
saying that my advice is that you shouldn't turn a hoe into a housewife. Are hoes rebranding, and are they judged by society based off of whether or not their current circumstance is presenting itself to be better than another chick's? Yes, 100%. 100%. And the only reason that we even have these conversations is because of social media.
That might be the case, but we wouldn't know that they were losers if we didn't know their past in the first place. So we would just think that they were some random woman. So if we know that she's a loser, I think she remains a loser no matter who she's with. People still talk about Dre.
You're missing it though, Kim. We're assuming these niggas is assuming that they know the past of every woman, so you can't evaluate that.
No, I'm not talking about all of them. The ones that you know to be losers, I don't think they change depending on who they're with. I think we still think she's a loser and he's stupid.
Only if we know. Most people we don't know because most people don't live their life on the internet. All we know is when we meet them, she is who she is. And I'll give you an example. I'll give you the perfect example. Nobody goes off on Melania Trump.
Or
nobody says things negative about her. And everybody defends her if a liberal comes for her. We just seen it with Jasmine Crockett. Nobody trips. You know why?
Why would they though? She's a supermodel, right?
Nobody holds her accountable because of who she's married to.
Accountable for what?
You proving my point.
No, that's how you can't do that. What would they be saying about her? Like, wait, we gotta have some context.
I just thought she was a supermodel. Was she a whore?
Because y'all niggas don't know nothing about her past. You know nothing
I know she was a supermodel.
You're literally.
I know she's a supermodel.
No, you can't do that.
Are you calling her a whore? I know she's a supermodel.
I'm not calling her anything. I'm saying that y'all proving my point right now.
No,
because y'all don't know shit. You don't know shit. You never knew shit until I started talking about it. And now y'all getting curious to figure out, well, what the fuck is going on? Quentin is on his phone looking that shit up right now.
Huh?
No, I'm not. I'm playing my game.
That's not true, Anton. We're saying what are you coming up with? What did you know that would consider her a loser? Because you can't just say something and then it's like you got to substantiate why is she a loser.
I literally just said it, and the fact that you're asking me that question proves my point.
I didn't hear you say it.
Don't worry about it. He didn't say it. He's lying.
No, that's a
woman is
Oh, somebody finally starting to get the shit. You see what it is?
No,
he didn't do anything.
No, that's crap. That's
Thank
bullshit.
You,
that's bullshit.
Thank you, Onyx.
No.
Exactly understanding what it is.
Because she's with Obama. What did Kim do?
Right.
Oh, you proved my point. You proved my point.
The point that
I never heard you say anything about
for the kids in the back. Let me break it down to a C student's perspective. I said that a lot of women, we associate their success with the men that they attach themselves to. A lot of times they can even go through a rebrand. I use Melania Trump and how she's basically celebrated. She was celebrated during the election. She was basically highlighted about how much more of a lady that she was than the women that was on the left, especially when we was talking about Michelle Obama and she was trying to convince other women that they needed to go ahead and vote against their mans, whatever, and so on and so forth. All of that. Conversely, you can sit here and have a conversation about Michelle Obama. Her past, to be honest with you, is pretty spotless. It's pretty fucking spotless. She don't have no children out of wedlock. She ain't never had her pussy online. She's never actually did anything to actually show herself to be a loser based off of the definitions and the things that we've identified today. But the fact of the matter is, we look at Melania Trump much different than we look at Michelle Obama. We actually talk negatively about Michelle Obama because of the things that she say and the rhetoric that she has, and we insinuate that it is applied to her husband. Whereas we don't have anything negative to say about Melania. We have never said one thing negative on this show, on this panel, in a conversation, and we broach every subject. We broach politics, we broach women, we broach money, we broach everything. We never say anything negative about Melania Trump, largely because of the role that she plays now that she's married to the person that she's with. It's just the truth. And the fact that you had to ask me the question, well, what is it that she's done, shows me that you don't even know shit about her past, which is one of the reasons why people then exalt her because of the man that she married.
She hasn't done.
Whoa, hold on. You moved the goalpost though, because we was talking about. We moved the goalpost because we was talking about women that were losers, and then you brought up Melania Trump like that. That's random though, Anton.
So
I understand your correlation to saying that women become great because they attach themselves to great men. I understand that, but that's moving the goalpost because what made her a loser? Then attached her to Donald Trump. Attached her to Donald Trump that erased that. That's what we talking about. You can't you skip the stage.
The fact that you don't know is the reason why I'm saying that women can rebrand themselves.
There's nothing to know.
Let them land.
The fact that you just said there's nothing to know proves my point.
I didn't say anything about there's nothing to know.
I know
what I'm saying is
what
made her a loser.
Model is not bad.
What made her a loser to begin with? In order for us to have the conversation using Melania Trump as an example, we have to know where she was where I guess you could say her degeneracy would be at. That defines her as losing. Because if you can't use if she's a supermodel, she doesn't fit the narrative. Whereas let's say for instance we talked about let me think of it.
I know, just incredible. They literally are just digging further into my point.
No, absolutely not.
What I'm saying.
Absolutely not.
Literally justifying what I'm saying.
No. You got to substantiate this. You use Melania Trump as an example when we're talking about women being losers. Where was she losing at in life that then got her saved? Because that's what we were talking about. Because I said that you're still I said just because you get saved and you were drowning, it doesn't mean that you know how to swim suddenly. So I'm trying to get the correlation of how Melania Trump fits into there. Where was she losing at and got saved by Donald Trump?
Go see a chick's pussy online, then that shows that you're a fucking loser.
Wait, say that again?
If I can go see a chick's pussy online, that means she a loser.
She was naked online?
She modeled naked.
I don't know nothing about her.
Now you prove this point. You prove this point.
I didn't prove this point. I don't know nothing about her. I don't know nothing about her.
That's my whole fucking